What's it like for you to have to transition from being abroad, being with the U.S. national team, to now being back here?
I think it's kind of the life of the footballer, going from team to team, having to adjust to different styles, different coaches and players around you. So it's pretty normal for me at this point.
In terms of your mentality, how do you maybe have to refocus for the club season after being so concentrated on the preparations for the World Cup?
Yeah, I think it's great coming in here. For me, it's always an honor and a privilege playing here in front of the fans, and I'm really excited about it. I think obviously the national team, we've been going hard and stuff, and here they've been preparing hard too. So it's not a huge drop off.
Despite the fact that a lot of big names are going to be missing for the World Cup, and maybe that pulls players away from the league, do you feel that a major tournament like this and success for even the U.S. team can be beneficial to the NWSL in the long term?
Definitely. I think obviously there's a lot more responsibility for other players to step up, and to represent the league while the World Cup's going on, and it just shows how the league is growing and how it's pretty impressive in this third year that it's sustainable, and we're able to have a major competition and also keep going with the league. So I think it's great.
How happy are you to be back in Portland for the first game of the season?
I'm so excited. This is my first home opener with Portland. I've never played in it. The weather's a little bit different here than when I usually come in the summer, but I'm very excited, and obviously I know we're going to have a huge turnout here.
When you look at your role as a U.S. national team player, when you talk about the growth of the league, do you guys feel kind of ambassadors, or kind of have a role in performing well and promoting the league on an international level and hoping to bring fans back to the club level?
Yeah, obviously this is a huge year, not just for the U.S. team, but also for representing the NWSL, because we know that if we have a good World Cup, that will only help the league here. So obviously we are ambassadors for the league anytime we go out and represent our country, and hopefully we can achieve success there and then achieve success here in the league.
Last season at home against Boston was one of the most exciting games of the year for the Thorns. What are you thinking of for the home opener on Saturday?
I think everyone looks pretty sharp, pretty prepared. Obviously Paul's done a great job with the team in this preseason, and it's just exciting to see like an actual game, and be on this field in front of the crowd, and I'm hoping we can show something special.
Do you guys feel prepared? You and I guess you maybe only speak for yourself, but the U.S. national team players coming in to kind of go immediately into the lineup and integrate with this team?
Yeah, I think Paul and the team, they make it pretty seamless for us, and our roles, and there's a lot of the same faces around here, so that's pretty good. And having Paul, this being his second year, that can only help. So the consistency year in and year out with the style and the players, it will only help us when we come back in to fit in.
And in terms of heading into the World Cup, you guys had maybe some up and down performances, but then obviously came together in the Algarve Cup. Where do you feel like the team's at right now in preparation, in coming together and getting ready for the World Cup?
Yeah, obviously you don't want to peak too soon, so I think we had a great showing in a tournament like the Algarve, which obviously you're playing for a trophy, which is different than international friendlies and stuff like that. So I think that was a great result for us and gave us a lot of confidence, and I think we're on our way, and I think we're preparing obviously how we should to peak come the World Cup.
This is the second season that there have been a lot of player transitions for the Thorns. How do you feel the new players are fitting into the setup, and how do you feel that they'll contribute over the course of the season?
Yeah, the new players are great. Obviously the training environment here is superb. We're still missing a few pieces, I think, that are going to come and help us out as well later on in the season. But there's a lot of depth, and there's a lot of options, and you can't ask for anything more.
And how does it feel to have Kat back?
Oh my gosh, I love the girl. I was so stoked to see her, and I told her, I was like, how happy were you when you heard that you were coming back here? She's like, this is where I belong, and I was like, I know.
Thanks, Tobin.
Thank
you. Thanks so much.